All right, we are live. We are live. We are live. Come on in the room. It's the Inside Connection Lounge. Come on in the room, y'all. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's the Inside Connection Lounge. So glad to be here with you guys. Sorry we're running a little bit late. Technical difficulties, and we got a storm outside. You know what I'm saying? But we doing the thing. We doing the thing. We are here. Happy New Year's!
Yes. We are in full effect, you guys, and we are touched with brand new shows. And I cannot believe it, Hope. We are in 2024, and we are so thankful. We're so grateful what God is about to do. And plus, we got a great show on today, Hope. I'm telling you, we got some. We want to get straight for this plan here for 2024, right?
Yes, absolutely. You know, people have been hitting me up like, "Girl, I was supposed to start eating good on the first, and I had already quit." I'm like, "Wait a minute, we got to fix this situation. It's all right, though. It's all right." But yes, I want to introduce everybody to you guys. Do you have their bios right there? I know
I
you
do.
do, because you the man. Because you
I
the
see
man. You the man.
everything. I see everything. I got everything on lock. Hallelujah. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so we got Lanisha with us. We have CJ Wright with us. We have Kathy with us. They are all just amazing,
Yes.
just mental health counselors in their own right, just life coaches. They do it all. They're authors. They have books out and all this kind of good stuff. So we're going to talk about it. Guys, if you are not tuned in, go ahead and share this with somebody. We are streaming through two or three Facebook pages, also YouTube, and this will also be on the Church Family Network. So make sure that you are tuning in, that you are sharing it. So we can't see right here who's on because it's streaming too many places. But at the same time, we want to know that you are in the place. So just leave us some comments, talk to us a little bit. So Damon, I'm gonna let you go ahead and take it. What we talking about tonight?
Yes. So we are in 2024, and we want you guys to remember, hey, that plan is the key. And we have special guests on the show that's going to give you where you need to go with your on 2024, especially if you're going with your business or doing some outgoing things, trying to get fit. But not, I know you guys like them honey buns and things like that, but you know what? We got to stay in shape going. But listen, y'all, we got a lot of things in store for you on today. So I'm just, Hope, I'm just excited about 2024. I don't know about you, but what's your plans? You got plans? You got plans for 2024?
I have so many plans for 24. I don't even know what I have. Okay. That's how many plans I got. But I will tell you this, I do have a plan to eat better. I do have a plan to get a little bit more healthier, to work out a little bit. I have not started at all. Right. So I kept saying, okay, I'm going to start Monday. So I'm one of those ones that here it is a whole nother week and I have not started. Right. But the thought is there. I even tossed and turned last night in the bed because I was
Wow.
like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, but I ain't started yet. But I'm sure they got some help for me.
I do. We know what we got a lot of help because we know we have motivators, we have planners, we got the whole entire 9 yards, and looking at each other's, all of our guest bios has bring different things to the table, and I definitely want to start off with Miss Kathy. Miss Kathy, I've been reading your bio and understanding that you are the best selling author for Christian author, motivational speaker. Also, you were recently got selected from the White House, right?
A couple years ago, my organization, I have a nonprofit, yes, and when when Obama was in office, and Oprah Winfrey, they invited nonprofits out and different businesses and organizations out for an event, and
Yeah.
they selected certain organizations as change makers, and I got there and I had the badge and everything they had sent me and gave me. We had the gift bag and all that, and I didn't even know, and I just happened to be sitting in the audience, and I saw on my badge that it says nominated change maker. Now they invited at least 10,000 businesses and organizations, and they
Wow.
narrowed it down to
Wow.
5,000.
Wow.
And I was one of the nonprofits, the few nonprofits they selected as a
Hmm.
change maker. And so
Wow.
yeah, that was but that's another side of
Right.
one of
Right.
the hats that I wear.
Wow.
Right, and you also the recipient of is it the Wavy 10 who Care Award. So I know you got awards
Yes.
under your belt, and also you
Mhm.
are what they say was that is that Sigma Phi Beta sorority. Representing them. Also, you also received your psychology in college too as well, right?
Yes, I actually have a master's. I just got my master's last year in clinical mental health counseling. And
Yes.
so
Congratulations.
I'm working, yeah, thank you, working on the things that I need to do to become licensed. So
Wow.
yeah,
Amen.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
Kathy is amazing. I mean, she is also a visionary of many Amazon #1 best-selling books, and
Okay.
she is just amazing. She's been on Dr. Oz. She has a nonprofit for domestic violence, and so when I thought about this, she is really one of the best people that could come and speak to
Yes.
somebody who may be having those issues with, because sometimes,
Right.
like Kathy even brought it to my attention, it's not always sometimes about people who I just forgot, but it's the psychological that they go through when they can't keep up with what they want to do or what they aspire to do. And so just excited to have her on board tonight to speak to these areas.
Right.
so
Right.
what I did was so I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I saw it posted. I saw Hope post this show that she was
Okay.
having about
Yeah.
New Year's resolutions and stuff.
Right.
And then I said, you know what? I said, her show is going to be about, she's going to have coaches and different people on her show to talk about New Year's resolutions and how do you reach them, and all that and reach those goals and stuff. But I said, because I always like to step outside the box.
Right.
I'm always thinking different, just way out. So I said, you know what? So I called her, said some other things. I said, how would you like for me to come on and speak about what happens if you don't meet those resolutions,
Right.
from a clinical, side, as far as, because sometimes we beat ourselves up and things
Hmm.
like that because we don't reach those goals and a bunch of other stuff that we'll talk about later. I don't want to give all the good stuff out
Yeah.
right now because we still got to meet our other guests.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we going all the way. She's a resident. She was born in. She's a native of Philadelphia. Now she's in North Carolina. Now she's also is a woman of faith. Oh, I love that one. Awesome, a woman of faith. If she said if she's not spending time with God, she's spending time with her husband, family, friends, and also she's a former four-figure pageant queen. Okay, while on the platform, she's giving women development of empowerment. Self continues from Inspire Women to conferences. So I want you guys to celebrate my sister Lanisha Bridges, right?
Absolutely. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. I'm definitely excited to be here in this new year. One of the New Year's resolutions that I had for myself is to expand your territory. And definitely, this is what God has called us to do. He has not called us to be stagnant or to stay in just one place. Whenever
Mm,
you have an opportunity, go ahead and take it. Take it by the horns because God has already anointed you for the task and for the journey. So whenever you get that opportunity to connect with the like-minded people and to be able to share and to just pour out into others, because that's what we're here for. It's not all about us all the time, right? Everything that we go through is just a testament to what someone else may be going through. And if you have the solution and the answer, you should not keep it to yourself. You absolutely should share it so someone else knows exactly how to do it too. So that's what we are here for. No longer are we gatekeeping, but we are going to be the gate openers for people in this new year to be able to not only just achieve their resolutions, but to be able to walk in their divine purpose. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Ooh, she got some.
Yes.
Tell you, she's got some fire under her belt, and I promise you, you're gonna be hearing from her very, very soon. And now we're gonna go over to he's also from Hampton, Virginia. He's a graduate from Elizabeth State University, former athlete, and now he is a mental health professional turned entrepreneur. CJ is the author of Right Step Forward. For the 4 quarters of success, where he teaches the outward success on inside jobs. And he is also, prior to becoming a full-time entrepreneur, CJ served for over a decade in the mental health field, where he was the program supervisor for the mental agency. And there is he first noticed people wanted to help out, did not take actionable steps or plan or achieves in their lives. But he is on here tonight. CJ is going to give you much of help as far as in the mental health. So we want to welcome CJ to the show. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing me to be here. Kind of piggybacking on forgive me, Mrs. Lanisha last said. I'm really big on believing in growth. I think this is a big year for growth in a lot of people, and I think this is a good year for a lot of people to push forward and do the things that they're scared of doing. I think a lot of times fear is a big thing that's holding people back, and I think this is the perfect year for people to step out beyond what they fear and to do the things that they think that they can't, because everything you want in life is on the other side of fear, and people have to find a way to actually get there.
Right, right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I love it, everybody. Thank you so much to and welcome to the Inside Connection Lounge. I want to get this thing started. We have a few people on the line. I'm getting some feeds from other places, and I just want to. Miss Deborah Fry said, "Great inspiration." So we are ready to get started. My first question is this: why do people have New Year's resolutions? What is the overall purpose? Anybody can answer.
Yes, anybody.
Yes, I feel like that the reason why they have New Year's resolutions is because of exactly what's happening. What's happening is that you're walking into something that's new. It's if there is it's kind of a pulling in each individual to grow. You're predestined to grow, right? So even if you have stopped growing naturally, it is something within all of us to continue to improve or to continue to grow. So whenever you think about a new year, it's called I have a new start. I have a new opportunity to be able to do something different. Forget 2023. Thank you for all the lessons that you taught me, but I'm getting ready to walk into 2024. And the reason why I think that people really do New Year's resolutions is not because it's just tradition. A lot of times, and I did put this also in my book that is called Gem. So just being able to grow, empower, motivate, and support yourself through being able to hold yourself accountable for something like, let me be able to, like you talked about, let me be able to say to myself that, hey, I have been eating the honey buns. I have been eating everything that I shouldn't. So this year, I'm going to start out with making sure that I'm accountable for my actions. And if I'm going to be accountable for my actions, I need to hold myself to those new goals that I'm setting for myself so that I can jump into a different me. You know, I might have on this old suit, but I can jump into that new person that I want to be. I can see the person, like you said, I haven't started it yet. But just
Yeah.
because I haven't started yet doesn't mean that I'm not in the process of planning. I can plan, I can come up with an idea, and I can be able to have somebody around me to be able to hold me accountable. That's what life coaches are for. That's what mental health counselors are for. That is what all of us are for. And it can't always be our friends, can't always be our families, because they may not hold us as accountable. If you do find someone in your inner circle that will, that is perfect. But if you can find someone outside of that circle that can allow you to be pressed forward and pressed upon to say, you know what? I'm not going to just say it's okay today. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm not going to put myself down, but I'm going to pull myself forward with saying, if I didn't do it today, tomorrow's always here.
Wow.
Anyone else?
And
Anyone else?
I guess.
Go ahead. Go ahead, CJ. No, go ahead.
I think kind of piggybacking again off of what she was saying. I just think naturally we are all inclined to grow. We were created to do that. And I think people create goals out of fear of stagnation. Nobody wants to be in the same place forever. So you create goals that kind of find ways to move yourself forward in life and to give yourself something to aspire towards and to work towards. If you didn't have anything to work towards, I mean, studies prove this, you would die out. You have to have a reason to move forward, and giving yourself goals is kind of like that step to get into that next point for yourself.
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
Kathy, anything? You got anything on that one, Kathy?
I think we can't.
I'm just talking in my it was on mute. Yeah, they pretty much touched on things, but I always got to throw a curveball in anything.
Come on now, throw the curveballs. We're on the couch tonight.
Oh, throw it.
So I think I think also people do it because they see other people doing it. It's something that it makes them feel good. It makes them feel good, to set some goals, to do that vision board, because they see their friends doing it, just to make them feel good for that moment. And a lot of people don't even have the intentions of really doing anything. It just sounds, it feels good at the moment. It sounds, I'm gonna, pump myself up for a little while. Like I always say, some people go to speaking engagement after speaking engagement after speaking engagement for temporary motivation. Okay. Because they never go home and do nothing.
Woo.
They never go home and apply the information that they receive. So it's temporary motivation. You go to that thing. So same thing with this vision board or with these New Year's resolutions. It's temporary for some people motivation, to hype them up, knowing good and well it's not going to happen, but it just gets them through, that get that feeling that they want to feel for that moment to get them through, So they pretty much, hit on those things. And the reason why I say that, anything that I talk about from experience. I've been there. I'm gonna go to this vision. I'm gonna go to this vision board party and do my vision board, and know goodness well I'm not gonna work on nothing on that board.
Well, let me ask you this, because now you piqued me, because I have heard or had a couple of people, or quite a few people actually, say to me that they have done their vision boards. That was something that they all did for the new year. So when you go in and you create this vision board, what should be like your first step? Like, now I got this vision board. Where do I go now? Just in case they're creating it for fad purposes, right? Mm-hmm. Or motivation purposes, but they don't really know what to do with them. So, So what should be done? Like, what is the first step?
The first.
Did you freeze up on us?
I think so. I think she probably didn't. There she is.
No, I think it might have frozen. I'm not sure. All right. So does anyone else have an answer? Or?
Yes, I will definitely jump in here. So whenever you're making a vision board, it is called a vision board, right? For a purpose. So the vision has to be truthfully plain. It has to be set up to where I'm not just putting things on a board for putting things on a
Yeah.
board's sake. It has to be intentional, and it has to be with purpose as well. If you have a purpose for doing anything, if you have that purpose, like I want to make sure that I'm doing something to make sure that I'm financially stable for the future, that I'm creating generational wealth for my children in the long run, that I'm making sure that I'm not just living from paycheck to paycheck, that I'm actually being financially stable in a way where I don't have to worry about if something breaks down. I have the money in order to take care of what I need to take care of. In order to be able to do that and to reach that goal, we have to be intentional with the vision. It can't be where we're just going to put it up there and say that I'm going to be financially stable, say a prayer, and say, God, you know what, you go ahead and do it. Even though that He is fully capable, right?
Come
Of
on.
doing exactly that thing. He also wants us to make ourselves intentional, that it's not just the prayer, but that it's the work behind the prayer. It is listening to the guidance that you've been given, whether it is through, wherever it comes from whatever channel. You have to make sure that you're utilizing that information so that you are able to start being an investor, or that you're starting able to save money, even if it is $30 a month, $1 a day, that at the end of the year, I have something to show for it, because a vision should produce fruit. So at the end of the year, I should be able to look back at my vision board, and then I should be able to sit here and see that this is what happened. I have, whether it's only $1,200, I have $1,200, and my vision board had the money sign on it. And I said that I was going to grow into a financially stable person, or I'm going to make sure that I'm, being able to reach my health goals, things like that. So whatever vision board you have, you should have that evidence at the end of the year, because if you have no evidence, there absolutely was no vision in the beginning.
Wow.
I love it. I love that. Okay, Captain, you back with us?
Wait on that
I
curveball.
am back.
Wait on that.
Can we-
My power, my power actually went out. So
Oh, no.
I believe it, because we're having a bad storm here.
It
Yeah.
blinked out, and then it came back on. Of course, you got to wait for everything else to go out. But I said, Lord, whatever I'm about to say, what's gonna set somebody free? Okay.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on.
It's gonna set them free. So so my thing is, what I think is what stops a lot of people from actually, you're pumped up, you make the vision board, you're ready to go, you say January, this is what I'm gonna do, and what makes it hard for them to execute, what makes it hard for them to do it, or even if they, and I was gonna talk about this later too, I guess, depending on the questions, what makes it hard is because I have found that people focus more on the outcome rather than the behavior.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Okay. I can set a goal for anything, to lose weight, anything. Okay. But what is my behavior that's going to help me get there? Okay.
Wow.
First of all, I need to focus on my discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Come on, preach it.
Okay,
Preach
my
it.
discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Second of all, I need to focus on what I eat. I'm just using weight loss as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We always focus, we see that we put the vision board up there and we focus on the outcome versus what we really need to focus on. What am I going to do to actually, what are my behaviors that I need to change? What are my behaviors that I need to do to actually help me reach that goal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very, very important. And a lot of times when we set these visions, the reason why they don't come to pass is because we didn't work on those behaviors.
That's it. That's it.
Wow.
That's it. And that's a huge step.
You got to change your behaviors on anything, weight loss, whatever it is you want to do. You got to put in the work. You got to change. How am I? Think how am I going to get there? What is it that I have to do to make this vision come to light?
Mm-hmm.
And those behaviors. If you're a procrastinator, okay, if you lazy, You know, if you know
Mm.
you're not used to doing, you know, you got to work on that behavior part in order to get there
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
you
that's
stepping all over some toes here, my dear.
I mean,
When I heard her say discipline, I was like,
and
ouch.
with that one,
discipline and discipline is hard for all of us. You
absolutely,
know,
Yes.
I
yeah.
had to pray when I was in school. Okay, I'm 54 years old. I'm gonna be 55 in April. I know I don't look it. Thank y'all. Y'all don't got to tell me. I know. Okay. Okay.
Let's go.
That was that was one of the things I had to pray God for was procrastination. The
Yes,
spirit of procrastination had me in a chokehold.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Had me
Mm-hmm.
in a chokehold because I was set, say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I will wait and wait, you know, and then it would be too late. Now, don't get me wrong, I am a person who um like if I have to write a paper or something, I work very well under pressure. You know, I
Yeah.
can write a paper really good under pressure and I'll get 100 on it or whatever like that. But I had to change some things. I had to change my behavior in order for God to deliver me from the spirit of procrastination. I just couldn't keep praying, God help me, and you know, to stop procrastinating and all that. I had to look at, okay, what am I doing wrong? What are my behaviors? This is you know, Lord, I know you know, you're sending me this direction to go back to school to be able to help women on a deeper level and do things, but I'm not doing well. I'm failing. I'm thinking I'm too much. I keep procrastinating. I keep, you know, doing this. And another big thing I had to do was my bedroom is upstairs and my office was across from my bedroom.
Mm.
So the whole time I was doing my homework, trying to do my homework, trying to coach and do certain things. My bedroom was right across from the room calling me.
Mm. Come on, lay down.
Okay,
Wow,
come lay
wow,
down. I'm
wow.
gonna lay down. Let me take a nap. I'm gonna lay down for about 30 minutes, set the clock an hour, and it would turn into the next day or that night. So what I had
Hmm.
to do was I had to change my behavior. So I had to move
Yeah.
my bedroom my office downstairs.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I moved my office downstairs. And when I did that, and as time went on, changed some other habits and stuff, you know, that procrastination spirit, you know, less and less and less. And I started getting some things done. And as a result of that, I got 5 degrees.
Amen. Well, some of y'all need to move y'all kitchen in the garage.
I'm telling you, I'm
Okay.
telling you.
Come
So,
on
so,
now.
Yeah.
here's the deal. Here's the deal. So we got people out here right now. And speaking of, shouts out to Michelle wrote. She said, "Great discussion points." We big ups to you as well, Michelle. But listen, we got a lot of people out here are making resolutions and making their plans and things like that. But people want to know the why. Why are you doing it? Why you're what's your perspectives? What are your what are your goals? And if one of you guys can say can you guys explain to someone like what about my why? Like should I like she said, I'm procrastinating, but I got bigger dreams, I got bigger goals, but I need to find out what's my why.
Absolutely. So one of the things, whenever you're trying to figure out your why, you have to figure out, first of all, who you are. Your why is going to come through who you are as a
Mm.
person, where you're really wanting to go, and understanding where you are right now is
Mhm.
going to be able
Mm.
to flood in what that why is really all
Right.
about. That's when you have the opportunity to ask yourself the question. Because if you haven't found out who you are first, you're not going to know the right questions to ask as to why you're doing whatever. You may just be going through the motions because someone said it was a good thing to do. You could just be
Mm.
going through and living through someone else's expectations of you. It has nothing to do with what you want for yourself. It has everything to do with possibly what your parents wanted for you, or what your spouse wanted for you, or what your children wanted for you, or what people have told you that you're good at and what you should be. But whenever you think about it, and first of all, go back to the root cause of what causes everything around you to be able to manifest, and that is your purpose. Your purpose in life, who you are, understanding who you are, understanding God's purpose for your life is really going to be able to allow you to ask that question as to, you know what, why am I even doing this? Because the why doesn't just help you to create that New Year's resolution. The why also gets you to stop doing some of the things that is wasting your own time.
Amen.
I
Amen.
can
I
never.
know that a lot of people, a lot of people don't know what their purpose is.
Mhm.
You know, I find that they're lost. You know, they're running around trying to figure things out, and they're wasting a lot of time because they truly don't know. How would you suggest, and CJ, you can answer this first if you can. How would you suggest a person go about finding that purpose? Because again, you got to know the purpose to know the why to really even get, dedicate that to me is the bottom line of everything. You have to know what the purpose is. How can
Yeah,
people
I would
find that?
For sure. I would say first and foremost, you have to learn what thing speaks to you. And when I say speak to you, I mean actually
Mm,
speaks to you internally. And those are the things that you have to first learn how to ration through and rationalize. Like for instance, I have the saying for myself personally. I say, when you're good at something, you tell everybody. When you're great at something, everybody tells you. So again,
mm,
you kind of learning what things that you're passionate about, things that you're great at, things that you're good at, what speaks to you, what fuels you. In particular, what are the things you would do for free? I think those kind of things kind of help lead you to your purpose. I don't think there's a direct formula to say that if you do this, you're going to find that out. But I think as you
Right,
just kind of spend more time within yourself, learning what things push you for free, for lack of better
right,
words, you will then discover that within yourself.
right, right,
I
right. And
love
I
it.
believe that's something that just is something is that with a connection too. We got a lot of times we have to, in this 2024, we have to be careful of who we connect with. Sometimes we have dreamers, we have some that don't want to dream. I think I was listening to something on Sunday is that one of my mentors said is that we have to learn how to be careful of what we connect to our vines, because our vines can be,
Mm,
are so important to grow. But we have one person saying, okay, well, I want to do it, I can't do it, but it's like a fruit. It's good on the outside, be on the inside, it's looking real nasty. And but coming from a mental health, you got so many things in your mind. But so what are some of the steps? And this is a question for anybody. I'm pass the ball to, but what is something like in your mental mind, or what are some of the things that you can kind of pray about, going through this season?
Can you
Well,
ask the question one more time? I'm sorry.
go ahead. Say it. Go ahead. He said answer the
No,
question again.
Yeah.
no, you go ahead.
Okay, so the question is that we're connected with people, but we got people on our vines that are not with us. But in our mind, we like, okay, yeah, they with us, they got everything what we want, they got everything what I need. But at the end of it's like it's dwindling, it's melting, it's not to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm this is what I'm supposed to do, but at the same time, is that my vine is still it's all sour.
Okay, so if I can, let me touch on that. I'm a firm believer in this. I live by this principle.
Yes,
Big picture thinking. You have to always see the big picture before you get caught up in the moment of whatever's going on. So
exactly.
if you know your big picture, you then can get the tunnel vision about things that align with whatever your big picture is. So even though you see people and you see things about them that you may like, that you may want to connect with, if it doesn't truly align with your big picture, you have to be disciplined, like Miss Kathy said, and you have to be wise enough to actually let go of those things that don't attach to your bigger picture. So a lot of times when we get caught up in the people and into things, it's not so much about it's because they fuel us. When I say fuel, it's actually project us forward. It's more about they make us feel good. So it's a temporary comfort that we have to learn to detach from.
mm,
Mm,
I like
got
that.
it. Nice that.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Because I know a lot of things that when we're going through this area now, I know we talked about as far as I know I go to back to Lashin, is that what I'm saying that correctly?
Lanisha,
Lashonda?
yes.
Lanisha.
Lanisha.
Okay. So when Lanisha was saying is that with family people, you know, a lot of people say, okay, well, this is what I want you to be. I want you to be serving the military. But what if that's not what you want to do? But coming from, I know that you life, like life coaching and things like that. And sometimes it's like, okay, well, I think, my family saying, okay, well, I should do military. But what does God say? What does God say about you? So with that question, Lucinda, is that with being a life coach, is that what are some of the things that you've experienced from that, as far as like, okay, well, this is all, this is what my family want to do, but what does I want to do?
Absolutely, and this is a great example, and I'll use actually a personal example. So for me, I have my mother formerly was a minister evangelist, and this is one of the things that when you have someone that has already been a forerunner, everyone already expects you to follow in their footsteps, right? However, it comes back down to definitely understanding, well, have you been called, right? And even in whenever I talk to my actual clients, helping them to be able to understand and putting themselves in the driver's seat, asking themselves is that, does it make you happy? Does it make you happy? Does this internally, that every morning that you wake up and when you get ready to get up and you get ready to go to work or do what you are doing, does this make you happy? And if you're not happy doing it, more than likely you won't do it for a long period of time because it's not bringing you any value. It doesn't feel like it's worth anything. And then you begin to internalize, if I'm not happy doing this, then I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't even know where I'm going anymore. And you begin to become lost in all of that. So with life coaching, one of the things that you help your clients to understand is that find whatever it is that works for you. You do not have to live in this, in this jar with this lid on it that says you have to do this and you have to do that. Break free behind that glass, break free from everything that is holding you back from being able to fulfill and to be happy in your own life. Because once you do that, you begin to live again. That peace comes over your life that you're just like, you know what? I'm so thankful that I made a decision to not stay exactly in this space and not doing something that I love. Because if you do what you love to do, it really won't feel like work. Yes, you have to do the things that you need to do. You have to be able to continue striving. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be downfalls. There's going to be setbacks. But all of that is going to be worth it. You're going to look back over and say, you know what? I'm glad I decided to do what I was called to do and what I was purposed to do and what I actually love doing so that you can feel fulfilled.
Absolutely. And I know that some of the things I know Hope and I, we talk all the time, but I think that one of the things that we also talk about is that the fact that, with people have purposes and have brands and things like that, but they don't know where to start from. They don't know how to put things together. But one of the things is that, if I'm going to be the best me of 2024, it's like, okay, the question is why I am still bringing old stuff from 2023 and right in front of 2024. So dealing with that, and then as far as like with your mind, then as far as healthy wise and things like that, or maybe I should do this today, or maybe I should do that today. And stagnation, that's the point of it, is that stagnation is the problem. So the more you stagnate, the more your purpose will be stagnated. So I feel like in this season right now is that if you want to do it because God is already calling you to do it. But the thing about it is that, CJ, is that one of the things is that we stagger a lot. We get unbalanced a lot. But sometimes that, and I'll be honest with it, it says that sometimes when you're doing something, you want to put your focus to it. But it's like, okay, well, I got this and this and this. So my question is that if we're trying to stay focused, what are some of the points to stay focused for that day if we're going to get something done?
I'm a firm believer in this. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a firm believer in this. Persistence over consistency, right? We all want to set a goal and be perfectly consistent at it the day we set it. but that's not reality. It doesn't happen that way. We're going to have to grow into whatever it is we're trying to do. So learn to become so persistent that you then learn how to become consistent. Fail your
Mhm.
way forward. If the goal is to go to the gym 3 times a week and you can only manage to go 1 time a week, keep going that 1 time a week until you finally get to a point to where you can go twice a week. And if from 2 times, you can eventually get to 3 times. Just don't give up on yourself, because you're not going to be perfect at day one. It's just not going to happen for anybody. So it's just that persistence to consistency.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because somebody just texted me. Not sure why they text me instead of just right now here, but anyway, somebody texted me and said sometimes people are just not ready for the change. You know, they make those changes. They say this is what I want to do, but they're not ready. They're just not ready. You know, and so they haven't counted up the cost. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, what are the costs and benefits of making this change? Well, I can't say, you know, on my vision board that I want this Jaguar when I don't even have a job, right? So I'm not operating in the know. I'm not operating in reality. I'm not, you know, so I'm going to fail every time. I'm going to fail every time because I haven't counted up the cost. I don't know if I'm even ready to make this change. I don't know what the steps are. So I feel like anytime that you're going to do any type of New Year's resolution, you have to have already counted up the cost
Mhm.
and say, okay, these are this is what this is going to cost me. This is what line of action has to take place, you know, and know that before you write down and say, okay, this is what I'm going to start doing on Monday.
Mhm.
Well, maybe not. What do you think about that, Kathy?
Well, change is hard, for any of us. Change
Yeah.
is very, very hard. When I first started personal, just a personal little, not a story, but just some personal I experience regarding change. When I first started school, I was 41 years old. My school journey, going back to college, I felt, the need, felt God pushing me, go do this. I hated math. When I tell you, y'all, I hated math with a passion, okay? And that was
Hmm.
one of my fears of going back to school because I had to take this math class in order for them to put me in the prerequisites, okay? When I started my journey, my counseling journey. And so I'm like, Lord, I can't do this. I don't like math. It would take me, and this is for real. It would take me all day to get one problem. And it was one of those problems that took up a whole 3 sheets of paper. It would take me all day to get it, but I would eventually get it. But I didn't get it, and I didn't start understanding until this professor told me. I confided in this professor because I was about to give up. It was 2013. I was about to give up. This is not for me. I hated school all my life. I graduated early because I hated it. I'm out. A professor told me some words that changed me. He said,
Hmm.
"You have to change your mindset. Change how you feel about math.
Mm.
Change how you look at math. You keep saying you don't hate it. Change your mindset on how you feel about math and how you see math." So I did that. And when I did that, it came to me. Like I say, it will take me all day to get a problem, but I end up getting it. Change is very, very hard, but we have to change our mindset before we can, move forward or do anything. We
Yeah.
just have to make that decision that this is what I'm going to do, and break the goals up in small pieces. You don't have to, when you set your vision board goals or when you set your New Year's resolutions, you don't have to start in big steps. You can take baby steps and break them up into smaller goals until you get to get to the big goal or get to the finish line or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. And one of the things I think we don't realize is that we are human. Okay, first of all, we are human.
Yeah.
We're going to make mistakes. We're
Right.
going to make mistakes, and we have to celebrate even the littlest of success. And just like everybody was saying, you got to find a path. Find what works for you. Stop looking at Lucy. Stop looking at Mary. Stop looking at Shakita. They're not like you.
Yeah.
Okay. We're all built different. Yes, I have people that I admire too. but I can't go over here and copy what she's doing because she might be good at what she's doing. I don't know what she did to get there. That might not be for me.
Come on.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. I have to focus on what I, tap into myself. Like somebody said earlier, get to know who I am, sit with God. I'm going to put God all in it. Put him in it. Seek him. What am I here for? Pray.
Yes.
What is my purpose? What is my purpose? Because in
Yes.
coaching, I can't tell nobody what their purpose is. I can help you get there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but if you come, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what to do. I can't help you with that. You're gonna have to tap into yourself and ask God. I can help you get there. And just like I'm sorry, the other coach, the lady, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name.
Lanisha.
Just like Miss Lanisha said, you gotta know who you are. Once you find out who you are, then that purpose, then that passion, and all that comes together. And one of the things I always tell my clients: fail forward. Okay. In every perceived failure, there is success, even if it's not obvious at first. So if you're looking at failure, there's something you did right. Something, even if you cannot even realize that it's there, it's something that you did. So fail forward.
Right.
Okay. Fail forward. Okay. Right. And don't give up.
Yes.
So never
That's
give up.
That's it.
Okay?
That's key.
Never give up.
That is key.
Meaning, even if you have to start over and set some new goals. Even if you made this beautiful vision board and nothing worked, it's okay.
Absolutely.
Start over. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not fail. It's okay to fail. Right. It's okay to start over. Just make sure you fail forward. That's what I always tell my client. Fail forward. I don't want to hear, don't call me. I want to hear, Kathy, such. Tell me what you're gonna do. Tell me how you're gonna start over. Tell me what's next. Let's go from here. What did you get out of what you did? What's the good thing that you got out of what you started doing? Because there's something good in there. Okay, we all have it, but I would say 90% of the world we focus on other people too much when we need to be focused on ourselves. And real quick, because I know somebody else got to talk. I always tell my youth when I speak to the youth, when I speak to parents or dogs, teach your kids. You want your children to go to school? Teach your kids to go to school. Send your kids to school for something that they love.
Absolutely.
Like we were talking about earlier. So they won't waste a life of and money. Yes. Going to college for something that they're not going to do. Go to school for something that you love to do, learn how to do it, learn how to become an expert at it, and that money will come late. That money will come. Will come.
Come on. Ain't that nothing? That's the truth.
Because just like Coach Lanisha said, when you're doing what you love, it's not a job. People say, Kathy, you do a lot. You do this and you do that. It's not work to me because I love what I do with every fiber of my being. This is what I was called to do. This is the way God sent me. I love therapy. I love working with kids. I love empowering women. It brings me joy. So I'm not working at all. So to somebody on the outside looking at me, you can't stare at me. You can't look at me because this is what God equipped me to do. We all have gifts and talents.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We all have gifts and talents and stuff. You got to tap into yours, boo. Don't look at me and wonder how I'm doing what I'm doing. God equipped me to do what I'm doing, and He can equip you to do what you're doing too. But you just got to tap into yourself and get to moving.
That's it. It's the boo for me. Come on now. Gwen said amen. Christopher Newton Senior said can't stop, won't stop. Blessings, fam. And then the single mom life coach said, yep, nothing wrong with starting over. That is a key component too, because people are afraid to start over. They think that if I start over, then I failed. and then they get paralyzed in their failure. But starting over just means you believe enough in yourself to give it
Exactly.
another day, to give it another try, to give it another chance. And
Yes.
so, hey, listen, I'm one of those people. I can fail a million times. You best believe tomorrow I'm starting over.
Hey, right, right,
Stop
right.
worrying
Absolutely.
about what people think. Stop worrying about what people think.
Come on, come.
We
Yes,
so worried
Yeah.
about what everybody else say. We so worried about what somebody's gonna say if I start over.
Yeah,
Oh, I told them I was gonna do this by the end of the year and I didn't do it. Or I was gonna start this business, this and that. And then you embarrassed because you so worried about what the next person gonna
yes,
say or somebody else
come on.
looking at you.
That's it.
No.
That's it.
When you get to a point in your life where you are unbothered by what people say,
Mm,
you are living.
wow.
that's it.
Wow. Wow.
That is it.
That's it.
That is it.
That's
And
the
I
thing
think
because
I
I
think
know.
one thing that she said that really just hit home with me. One thing that you just said is that, if you fail, if you fall forward. The thing about a seed is that it has to fall into the ground. It has to fall into the ground and it has to die in order to bring forth life. So in order for me to have life and have that life more abundantly, I have to go ahead and go into the ground. I have to go through that hard fall first.
Mm.
I have to be able to come up through those roots
Mm.
and through those thorns and through the things that were set out to kill me, to snuff out my life. But if I can just have
Yes.
the right combination of water and sunlight and
Yes.
everything that I need in order to grow, because I fail, now I know
Yes.
exactly how to stand strong. If you look at a plant when it comes out of that ground, it's like, how did that little bitty thing grow up to be,
Mhm.
what it is? How did it even break through? It looks so fragile, but then it begins to grow and grow more. And then you
Mhm.
can even see the rain and it just leans and it looks like it's about to break. But
Woo!
because of the strength down in the roots and in the grounds and what's holding it together,
Woo.
Yes.
it stands firm and it stands to grow. So
Yes.
just like us, that's exactly what she was just talking about. That's exactly. And I'm sorry. Can you say your name for me?
Kathy.
Yes, Miss Kathy, just that's exactly what she was talking about. And this is what we've been talking about all night long, is that growth is essential for us to live that new life, to have that New Year's resolution. And I'm sorry, sir, I forgot your name, CJ.
Yes, ma'am.
CJ.
Yes, as CJ was talking about, because I've put myself in the path to be able to really navigate through. I've been able to utilize those goals and things and to be able to construct them, to be able to push myself
Mm,
forward to where I want to go. I love it. I'm just so blessed to be amongst just such power and knowledge on tonight. I'm being blessed. So I definitely appreciate
Amen. I am. So I'm over here like, ah!
but I'm
So
gonna
but
powerful.
Christopher Newton just said when you're doing something different, you will get haterade, period, in or out of church. My
Mhm.
apologies, but in the hardest trials come, but he said, what did he say? Apologies, but in the hardest trials come from it. And when God's got it, becomes an undying passion.
and put the icing on the cake there because I'm just gonna put the icing on the cake. What my friend Christopher Newton just said, and God had told me something a few hours ago. Is that he told me, he said, God, he said, I'm backing my people up this year. So it's like this. So whatever God promised you, just know that God is backing you up on this, okay? Because I know the Bible says, talks about a just man falling 7 times. It doesn't matter how much you fall. It does not matter how much you, whatever you done with God, and God say, okay, I'm gonna pick you right back up and I'm gonna put you right back on the platform where you need to be at. So listen, man, y'all grow this thing, do this thing, man. So this show is all about the inside, sitting on the couch in the connection where you get all the types of connection you can get. But listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Miss Kathy said something, is that it doesn't matter how much you've fallen, you better get back up and try again. Okay. So it does not matter. So, like Lanisha said, listen, it's all about you. So it's all about you today. It's all about you. But I say like this, my final question is that since we have got up, Now we back on the platform. Now we're about to get on the plane. Now the plane is about to take off. Now, what are some of the things that we got to put in our baggage to take off? Woo.
He real excited about that question.
I would say first and foremost, the thing that you would need to have is an actionable plan. So when I say an actionable plan, like one, like we've already said, you need to have a clear vision of what it is that you want. When you have the clear vision, I always encourage people write the vision down and make a plan. I think it's always big that you're able to put the vision down, write it, so therefore you can ingrain it inside your brain. You can hold yourself accountable, put it somewhere where you can see it every day, whether it's inside your phone, whether it's on the fridge, in the mirror, put it on your front door. Something that when you see it every day, one, you have that quick reminder, but two, you also have something that's going to help hold you accountable. When you see this thing every day, you're going to ask yourself, okay, I see this every day. Am I doing this or am I not doing this? And if I'm not doing this, why am I not doing this? Because if you can ask yourself those questions every day, you're going to now get to a point where you're just going to be real. Am I going to do this or am I not going to do this? Right.
Yes.
So I think once you figure that out and you get to that point, the next step is to actually have an actionable plan with safe boundaries, right? So you want to make sure that, for instance, we've been using the gym, so we're just going to continue with the gym and health. You don't want to put yourself in a position to where you're going to burn out because you're trying to do everything all at once. If I want to get into the gym and my goal is to go, let's say, go to the gym. If I try and go every day, 7 days a week, by the time February comes out, I'm probably burned out and I probably don't want to do it
Yeah.
anymore. But I still have to figure out how to get to January of next year. So now we say, okay, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to the gym at 5 o'clock once I get off of work. So now I have a structured schedule that's going to help keep myself safe. That's going to help me push forward and something that I can hold myself accountable to. So I think that's the next step. And I also feel like one of the next key things is I think somebody had mentioned on this earlier, but I think this is a really, really big thing. Understanding the difference between motivation and discipline. Because
Mm.
motivation is a feeling and it's there for a moment. That first week is easy. That first couple of days is easy, but it loses. And it's like Miss
Yeah.
Kathy said, it's having that consistent discipline when that feeling leaves, saying, in spite of, I'm going to stick to that schedule and that routine of Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 o'clock to continue to do what I'm going to do, no matter whether I'm feeling like this or not.
Yeah. Yeah. That is
Yeah, that's
awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
yeah, that's
Go
good
ahead,
stuff.
Catherine. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
good stuff. Yeah, and don't be so hard on yourself. Like I said, it's okay. What if it don't work? What if you do fail? Don't beat yourself up. Don't just start all over again. It's okay to feel bad. It's okay to feel like you failed. It's okay to feel pain. It's okay to be in that moment for however long you want to be in there. Don't worry about what nobody else say. Just get back up. Don't stay there.
That's it.
Like I tell
That's
my
it.
clients, it's okay to have that moment. Okay. But just don't stay there, for too long. you know, get
Can
back
I
up.
add?
Amen.
Can
Hmm.
I add to that?
Yes.
So 'cause y'all was kind of touching on this the last time when I had wanted to say this about getting back up and falling. I think another thing to kind of keep in mind with that is, like I said, I'm a big picture person. I'm always about the big picture. I'm sure for the most part we all aspire to live a long, healthy life, right?
Hmm.
So let's say you live until you're 90 years old. The worst thing you can do is give up on something by 30 and be stuck and stagnant for the next 60 years of your life because you
Mm.
wasn't willing to get back up. So you have to always remind yourself, I can be 50 and still have another 40 years to live. How do I want my life to look in the long run? So you got to continue to keep
Yes.
pushing, even
Hmm.
like you say, feel your way forward.
Great
Hmm.
point.
Yes,
That's
Yeah.
it. I love
absolutely.
it. I love it. I love
And
it. So we're gonna end it, y'all, because this show is 30 minutes. And we already been here almost an hour. We do this every week. It's like everybody start kicking in and commenting, and then it get crazy. And it's like, oh, we over the time. But I would like people to know that what services you guys provide, how can they get in touch with you. If
Yes.
they need a life coaching or any type of mental health coaching or whatever the case is. So one at a time, please tell the people, what you have to offer, where they can find you, and all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, I'll go first. I do one-on-one coaching, group coaching. I'm a visionary. I help authors write books. If you ready to write a book, come see me. You ready to all that. I can be reached at just go to dkathyharris.com and you can find me there, see everything that I do, and book a session with me.
All right. So look, somebody said, no, you can't go. I told you it's every week.
So
All right,
I'm
CJ. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No, go right ahead, CJ.
Okay, so I'm an author, so you can actually get a hold of my book, The Right Step Forward, The Four Quarters of Success on Amazon.com. You can find me on Facebook, Calvin CJ Wright. You can find me on Instagram, CJ Wright 32, and you can find me on TikTok, CJ Wright 32.
And don't you have a book out? Don't you
Yes,
have a
ma'am.
book?
Yes, ma'am. The Right Step Forward, The Four Quarters of Success, and you can get it on Amazon.com or you can get it on BarnesandNoble.com. And it's right with the W, my last name. That's for all the social media handles as well as the book, right with the W.
Awesome, awesome. Michelle said, I see, she said, Hope and Damon, I see 1 hour shows in the future.
Come on, we will see that. Come on.
Half hour. All right, Lanisha.
Yes, so I do have a book out on Amazon. It is called Gems. It stands for Growth, Empowerment, Motivation, and Support. Starting over again is what we've been talking about all day, and this is kind of the blueprint in order to lead you towards those newfound life and a new beginning. Also, I provide life coaching services, of course, with the focus on psychology. I am a future psychologist myself, so they definitely can go on my website, growth empowerment motivation support.com, and they can also reach out to me at Lanisha Bridges at growth empowerment motivation support.com for any and all services, whether you are wanting to start a business, whether you are wanting to find yourself again. We also do pageant coaching. We do coaching for children and youth, and we also do coaching for women's development, empowerment, motivation, conferences, and all. So it is everything that you want in order to be inspired and empowered. We believe in growing and being just walking in our best life and being able to fulfill our divine purpose. So they can definitely go to all of those places in order to get in contact with me.
All right.
Awesome, awesome,
All right.
awesome. And I am your girl, Hope Cherie
And
from A Dose of Hope Radio. And Damon.
yes, I'm the always the host with the most, baby. Yes, indeed, DJ. I am. Yes, indeed. But listen, this is what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to comment on your comment right now. We're about to get off here, but listen, do the replay it all over again. But listen, tag it on to your peoples and share this page, the inside, the connection lounge, and listen, tell a friend that hey, more is to come this year. On next week's show, we're going to talk about finances. Yes, I want to know how you deal with that money, man. So listen, we want you guys to come back for another part 2 edition of finances. So yes, so hey, it's all goes up from here. So we thank you so much, my brothers and sisters. Thank you guys so much, and we speak blessings over your life. And listen, it's another edition for the Inside Lounge Connection. We out of here.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you so much. And we out.
That's right. We out. Peace.